guys, this is Ashley back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Nicki Minaj keeps her sons in check and she continues to make history. So, Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2 tour is aiming for 120 to 130 million in revenue from 900,000 tickets sales in 70 shows. It could challenge Travis Scott's Circus Maximums for the second highest grossing tour by a rapper in history. Wow, being touring data. That's insane. She beating out Champagne Thickums, Kung Fu Kenny. I think Kung Fu Kenny did 110 million for his last tour. So Nicki Minaj is killing it. And honestly, I don't think Botch and Bitter or Megan Thee Stallion could beat these numbers. Okay, especially Megan Thee Stallion, because her ticket prices are the same as a Chipotle meal. And Botch and Bitter doesn't even have a second album out yet. Okay, so the odds of her doing a world tour, very slim. Not only that, Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2 has now sold over 500,000 units in the US in 2024. So congratulations to Nicki Minaj on that. You know, Pink Friday 2 is actually a really good album, but the marketing for the album, you know, Republic dropped the ball. I feel like people are not giving Pink Friday 2 its flowers, okay? I see a lot of people, especially on social media, dragging Pink Friday 2, but yet the numbers are still looking good. Now, The Telegraph said this about Nicki Minaj's sold-out show last night at the O2 Arena. The night functioned like a high-speed career retrospective, the 35-song setlist serving as a reminder that across 16 years, Minaj has remained consistent commercially, if not always artistically. Tuesday night left fans in no doubt of her prowess as a barrier-breaking rap superstar. Hashtag Gag City London. Even more reason why Nicki Minaj should be doing stadium tours instead of arenas. Now, I know she says she didn't want to do stadiums, allegedly, because she wants to feel more connected to her fans, and I guess she won't feel as connected to her fans doing stadiums. But I definitely think she probably is the only female rapper to do stadiums, and that's something Megan Thee Stallion probably can't do. And I think Nicki Minaj should do at least 3 or 4 stadium shows in the future, okay? Maybe for the next era. Now, moving on to D0JA and Queen Ari, a lot of fans are speculating that D0JA and Queen Ari are going to do another collaboration. A lot of fans have been speculating about that for a few months now because Ariana is putting out The Boy Is Mine music video, one of my favorite songs on her Eternal Sunshine album, and she captioned the preview or trailer for the music video, Meow. So a lot of fans believe that she is teasing a Doja Cat, you know, collaboration. I don't think The Boy Is Mine needs a Doja Cat remix, okay? Because Scarlett was trash. I think she's gonna ruin the remix just like she did the Kill Bill remix. You know, Doja Cat can't be trusted no more when it comes to remixes because she done ruined the Kill Bill remix. That was, you know, an easy remix to do and she ruined it. I don't really trust her when it comes to collaborations, especially when she in her demonic era. And then on top of that, I think she needs to go to therapy. She don't really need to be doing no collaborations. What she needs to do is heal her trauma that she gets from her father and go to therapy. Okay? I think that's a smart thing. Now, also fans are saying that possibly Megan Thee Stallion could be on the remix because she's been dancing to The Boy Is Mine. You know, she did a recent video with Gorilla Glue. I definitely don't need that. You know, honestly, I think she's going to make the remix flop. Because one thing I do notice is when Nicki Minaj pays Megan Thee Stallion does, she don't chart. Or she'll chart very low. Like, Megan Thee Stallion, if she's not beefing with Nicki Minaj, she's not getting in the top 10. She's not getting in the top 20. Okay? BoA already dropping down the charts because Nicki Minaj paid the dust. So I really don't think it would be smart to collaborate with Megan or Doja Cat. Maybe she should call up Sabrina Carpenter, Madison Beer, somebody that isn't problematic or that got to use their sympathy wig to sell records, okay? Now, moving on to Botch and Bitter and the Alcoholics, aka Gorilla Glue and Megan Thee Stallion. It has been revealed that Gorilla Glue, Megan the Pass Around, and Botch and Bitter Wannabe Remix will be released this Friday, May 31st. So tomorrow. Now, Botch and Delusional was gagging about her verse. She said, "This verse is so fire. I can't wait for y'all to hear it." A lot of fans feel like she will be throwing some shots because Section 8 gang allegedly is saying that, Botch and Bitter's best verses is when she taking disses or throwing jabs at Nicki Minaj and JT like she did with Yesterday Too. Bozos, which low-key flopped, and Put It in the Trash remix where, she was throwing shade at Nicki Minaj and Akbar V. So let me know how y'all feel about it. I don't feel like that type of record is for throwing shade though. I don't feel like it is. Even though low-key Megan Thee Stallion was definitely taking some disses. It seemed to me like she was dissing Erica Banks and Nicki Minaj and possibly JT. But I don't really feel like that song is really designed for throwing shade. Okay? And I also feel like nobody really needed this remix. It's giving forced. It's giving I'm putting something out because my lead single ain't ready yet. Partisan Fontaine hasn't gotten the booth and written a good lead single for me. So I have to collaborate with Megan Thee Stallion and Gorilla Glue for the 10th time. But I don't really feel like this collaboration is gag worthy. Okay? So let me know how y'all feel about it. And if you think this remix is going to go top 10 for Botch and Bitter, Megan, and Gorilla Glue, because the original didn't go top 10. But it did debut, I think, at number 11. So with all three of them, this could possibly be another top 10 for Botch and Bitter and Megan the Pass Around. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Moving on to Megan Thee Stallion. So the Vulture gave an interesting take on Megan Thee Stallion's Hot Girl Summer tour at Madison Square Garden. They said as a performer, Megan commanded the stage with intoxicating mix of charm, excitement, and precision. For 90 minutes, she was Beyonce. Oh my goodness, not Queen Bee, Tina Turner. Stop. And Pam Grier wrapped in the Southern MC package. Wow. So Megan Thee Stallion is getting the Queen Bee and Tina Turner comparison from Vulture. Wow, that is crazy. And I do remember Megan Thee Stallion saying that she was going to be the Queen Bee of performing.
AKA the hot girl culture. And bitch, I would never, because I perform with Beyonce. Y'all don't know how, I would never not be Beyonce number one fan. So anyways, back to the crying. Y'all, me and my mama are such huge fans of Beyonce. My whole life, I was like, you know what? I want to be the rap Beyonce. And to get the opportunity to get on stage with the woman that I love, the woman that is the woman of all the women's, I was up there with Beyonce.
Okay, so when Megan performed with Queen Bee at the Renaissance World Tour, which I believe was last year, she said she always wanted to be like the rap Beyonce. Okay? And so now she getting compared to Queen Bee when it comes to her stage performance. So let me know, is Megan Thee Stallion the rap Queen Bee? Because that's what Vulture said. That's what Megan Thee Stallion is saying. Camel Faye's probably saying the same thing, especially when Megan's on her knees. When they're in the studio listening to music. And so, with that being said, let me know in the comments if Megan Thee Stallion is the rap Beyonce. Now, speaking of Queen Bee, it has been reported that Queen Bee's Texas Boredom has now sold over 2 million units in the U.S. Yeah, I don't believe that. No shade of Queen Bee, but that song is not a hit song. I don't care if it went number one. It didn't debut at number one. You never debut at number one. But no shade, especially on the Hot 100, maybe with them albums, but not on the Hot 100. But yeah, I think some payola is being involved in Texas Boredom. You know, the rest of the songs couldn't even remain on the charts for very long. So I definitely don't believe that, you know, Texas Boredom did 2 million. No shade. It's not a hit song. You can tell, like, nobody's talking about that song. If Queen Bee had put out the music videos and did proper promotion, maybe it would have been a hit, but I don't even really like that song. You know, my favorite song on Cowboy Carter, even though to me, it's a good album, but it's one of Queen Bee's worst albums. But it's a good album, but my favorite song is Tyrant. You know, that song is a bop. That should have been pushed, but it's more like R&B country. It's not fully country, so that's why she didn't push it. But, you know, people are saying, oh, I thought you liked Cowboy Carter. I do. Like, sonically, it's not a bad album, but it's not Queen Bee's best album. And if we're talking about 8 albums of Queen Bee, it's her worst. Okay, it's not better than B-Day. It's not better than the Beyonce album. It's not better than, you know, Dangerously in Love. It's not better than any other Queen Bee album. I feel like it's one of her worst albums. She could have kept that in a stash, you know, no shade, or given the songs to somebody else because she didn't even write them. So it's not like she wrote these songs and she had to put them out. Other people wrote them and, you know, she's just trying to get out of her contract with Columbia. So that's why she's putting out all these albums. But at the end of the day, it was okay. You know, we were talking about longevity. Cowboy Carter don't have longevity, no shade. Now, moving back on to Nicki Minaj, Live Nation has put out a statement in regards to Nicki Minaj going back on tour in the U.S. in the fall. They said record-breaking run extended. Due to incomparable demand, Nicki Minaj brings the Pink Friday 2 World Tour back to North America this fall. Tickets on sale this Friday. Wait a minute, not the same day the Wannabe remix comes out. Oh no, Botch and Bitter, Megan Thee Stallion ain't gonna be happy about this. Because everybody gonna be talking about their tour tickets and not focusing on the Wannabe remix. Goodness gracious. But I don't think that Nicki Minaj strategically did this. I'm sure it's just coincidence. But, you know, this definitely might take some shine away from Megan Thee Stallion and Botch and Bitter's remix, and definitely take away some shine from Megan Thee Stallion's tour. Because I forget she is on tour too. I just don't ever see the stats. I don't really see the stats for Megan Thee Stallion's tour. How much has she grossed? Do y'all know how much Megan Thee Stallion has grossed? She's been on like 5 shows and we ain't seen no stats. They post Nicki stats. I don't see Megan Thee Stallion stats. But maybe she want to keep it a secret, you know. Maybe Devil Nation don't want the stats out just yet. They might wait for the full tour to be over to give out the stats just to make sure that, you know, Megan's touring stats are correct. Okay? You know, and that, you know, they're up to par, you know, because she is a 3-time Grammy winner. So her touring stats got to be up to par. Now, time to get into Donkey of the Day. Donkey of the Day is going out to Camilla the Racist and Champagne Thickums. So it has been revealed that Camilla and Champagne Thickums are putting out a collaboration, actually 2 collaborations. I got some tea on them on Patreon. But I'm just trying to understand, how can Champagne Thickums talk about Kung Fu Kenny doing collaborations with A-listers like Maroon 5 and the Chart Obsessed Races while you out here collaborating with a flop? Didn't you make fun of Kung Fu Kenny collaborating with the whites? And you doing basically the same thing. And she's racist. Like, openly. Like, I'm not forgetting about you calling Normani a monkey when she looked better than you. Okay, you look like trailer park trash, especially with the blonde hair. You look a mess. So, we not forgetting about that. But Champagne Thickums is a culture vulture. And this is exactly what Kung Fu Kenny was talking about. Like, Kung Fu Kenny collaborated with the Chart Obsessed Races before, you know, she was problematic. You know, this is when the Chart Obsessed Races was actually a hit maker. You know, Bad Blood was a hit. And she wasn't as problematic as she is now, sabotaging artists and dating Matthew Healy. You know, this is when the Chart Obsessed Racist was really, you know, a decent artist, and she was putting out hits and not just songs to top the charts. I mean, this is the best you can do. I know you have to go back to pop since Kung Fu Kenny snatched that crown, but this is the best you can do. I mean, you could have at least collaborated with an A-lister, but you're collaborating with Camilla the Racist, and she been flopping all year? Interesting. But yep, you're getting Donkey of the Day, because at the end of the day, you know, clearly, Kung Fu Kenny was right about you. You are a vulture. You don't understand the culture. And here's a hot tea. I know he gonna promote these singles, these trash singles, and the BBL Drizzy freestyle on Sexy Red song was trash too. He gonna promote these trash singles, but he didn't promote Pink Friday too. I know how Champagne Thickums get down. These songs are already a negative 50 for me. I don't even need to listen to them. It's already trash. Now, the City Thoughts are also being featured. I mean, I thought the City Thoughts were over. This song is going to be a flop too. This is a weird duo, okay? I don't think the City Flops should be putting out any music. JT not doing well solo. Neither is Carisha, and they're not doing well together. Stupid. Now, let's congratulate the princess of R&B, the future queen of R&B. See, y'all need to start listening to me when I be saying stuff. Didn't I tell y'all that SZA was the princess of R&B? SZA's Kill Bill has now sold over 8 million units in the U.S. Finna go diamond. What R&B singer is doing that? Queen B ain't. That's why she had to go country. She had to leave R&B to do any stats. To compete with the Chart Obsessed Racist, Victoria Monet, Coco Jones. Normani not doing this. Walmart Beyonce is a big flop. Musty Walker is knocked up, okay, probably, you know, with her botch BBL. So, at the end of the day, SOS is a classic. I've been calling it that since it came out. And, you know, SZA is the princess of R&B, and she's going to be the queen of R&B. And I've been telling y'all that since SOS dropped. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. But nobody else is doing these numbers. What other R&B singer is? So, we must address SZA as the future queen of R&B from today here on out. Okay? SZA is the future queen of R&B. And, you know, if she put out another classic, she will officially be deemed as the queen. So let me know how y'all feel about that. I got some hot tea on Patreon. Link in description, and have a great day.